Welcome back. So I am discussing my top 10 Frank Zappa albums. Recently I posted a video which I go through all 10. Now I'm breaking down each one just a little more in depth, trying to encourage you to check it out because I'm trying to spread the love of Zappa. If you are familiar with this album, let me know what you think about this album. Let me know what your top 10 list is. Let me know why my top 10 list sucks or why it is good. Tell me what I should check out in the comments below. This is all about spreading the love of Frank during these times because I have more time on my hands, so I'm trying to check out as much awesome music as I can, and I hope you do too. But anyways, number 3, You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 2. As a little background, starting in 1988, Frank released a series of compact discs, 2 each, in each one, volumes 1 through 6, that were essentially not necessarily greatest hits, but were live material going through his entire career. The first volume, which was the volume that is responsible for me going deep, deep, deep into the Zappa rabbit hole, had a lot of stuff going all the way back to the 60s, all the way to 1984. This volume is from one band, the late summer, fall 1974 band. It is from one venue in Helsinki. It is called the Helsinki Concert, but it's actually several concerts that have been compiled to look like one concert. And it features what for me is Zappa's best band on their best tour. George Duke on keyboards, who had been around since 70 and would stick around through 75. Napoleon Murphy Brock on tenor, on saxophone and vocals. He had been around since 73, would stick around through 76. Let's see, who else was on? Ruth Underwood, the amazing Ruth Underwood on percussion. Who had been around for years, would stick around for another tour, would kind of come and go throughout the years. She worked with Frank a lot. Tom Fowler on bass, who was around since 73. He would stick around through the next tour. And then on drums, Chester Thompson, who was there since 73, and then would quickly leave and join Genesis and become a part of them forever. But this band is absolutely amazing. A lot of the material on Roxy and elsewhere, they're the one-size-fits-all band. In fact, the guitar solo in Inca Roads from One Size Fits All is from the Helsinki show that this documents. It's shorter on One Size Fits All, so this solo, the version of this solo on this is actually better. But that's where it comes from. That's what this band is. And they run through just all the classics of this period. You get a Stinkfoot, an Inca Roads, a Redunzel. You probably get some of the best. A Kid Nazar for You, Don't You Ever Wash That Thing. You get versions of songs that until recently were unavailable elsewhere. Like during Frank's lifetime, this was the only version of this Pygmy Twilight, which is kind of the heavier, almost a metal-esque version. The only version of this Cheapness, which is, I think, a lot better than the Roxy and Elsewhere Cheapness. You get an amazing To Mercy Dween, an Approximate, and you get, hands down, without argument, in my opinion, the best Montana ever. It's got the best Montana solo ever, and it is generally just the best Montana ever. It is a Montana unlike any other Montana. And until you listen to it, you really don't know why. And I kind of don't want to give away why. Like, I want you to seek this out and listen to Montana so you know why it is the best Montana ever. So do that. Seek it out. If I have a complaint, it's that the Dupree's Paradise on here is probably the worst Dupree's Paradise from this entire tour. Dupree's Paradise was usually like this 20 to 30 minute long song that would start off with like the hook, which is dun 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 ba ba dun 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 ba ba. Then George Duke goes into like a keyboard solo. Sometimes it involves vocals, like on You Can't Do That on Stage Volume 4. The Booger Man, Smell My Beard, the Smell My Beard Booger Man combination is from the Dupree's Paradise intro. There are other examples of this that have been released recently by the Zappa Family Trust. But generally, Duke has this sort of solo opportunity, and then Frank would usually start directing the band, and they'd go into some sort of jam, and Duke would sometimes make up stories about Moontrack or about Marty Perellis and the Booger Bears or about all these different things. Then that would go into Dupree's Paradise proper, and then there'd be a bunch of solos, usually a really epic Frank solo, a Napoleon Murphy Brock solo, sometimes a drum solo. This one doesn't have the Frank solo. It has a Brock solo, then a drum solo, then it kind of goes into Tamershi Dween at the end. It's still really good. It's got also a Finnish cover, a song, a Finnish tango that they cover in this. It's still good, but almost every other Dupree's Paradise from this tour is better, which is crazy. So that is one thing I'm hoping that the Zappa Family Trust release is one of the November shows. The Lincoln, Nebraska show is really good. The Philadelphia show is amazing. I think there's an Any Downers jam in one of those late shows. So this band was amazing. But anyways, highly recommend this set. It is an amazing sound quality. It's a funny show. It's got amazing guitar solos. The band is the best Frank ever had, in my opinion. So anyways, yeah, that's my number 3. You Can't Do That on Stage Anymore, Volume 2, the Helsinki concert. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it. Leave your information in the comments below. Thanks, y'all. Take care. Talk to you later.